Shalom and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This year is entitled Parshat Va'era, Moshe as a leader and as a Talmud. The Parsha introduces the pasuk, the concepts of Kel Shakai and Shmi Hashem. Several interpretations. What's the contrast between Kel Shakai? Hashem says, I have been known to the Avos Kel Shakai, but not Shmi Hashem. There are several interpretations. Rashi quotes a medrash, which is a little bit critical of Moshe Rabbeinu. Says that the Avos, they only knew me, Hashem as Kel Shakai, and that was it. That was enough. They didn't ask questions. And Moshe wants to know more. He's asking more about Hashem. And Medrash seems to be more critical of Moshe, that he didn't accept the way Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov accepted Hashem. Rashi goes on to challenge the Medrash a bit, but that's the simple pshat in the Medrash. However, if we look closely at the mission, when Hashem asked him to accept the mission, in Parsha Shmot, there was a dialogue for 7 days. According to the simple pshat in the dialogue, Hashem said, I want you to be the leader. And then he asked the question, I'm Ariel, I don't speak well. What are the Jews going to say? What do I say to the Jews? How are the Egyptians going to react? How do the Jews deserve to be redeemed? He asked question after question after question. This went on for days. We only see a part of the dialogue. And Hashem answered each question. That is the simple pshat. It was not critical. Only at the end, when Moshe said, Shlach Nabi Atishlach, then God said, that's not right. Because that's not a... Then the question, of course, what's the difference? It seems to be, for the first 7 days, Hashem opened the dialogue as a Rebbe to Talmud relationship, where Hashem said, this is the mission, and Moshe was allowed to ask and try to understand the mission. How is it going to work? He's going to be presenting. He's not an orator. What's Egypt going to say? They're going to listen. They can ignore him. How are the Jews going to react to this? These are all legitimate questions where Hashem opened up the floor for Moshe to understand the mission. When Moshe said, I don't want to do the mission, someone else should do it, that's just a statement. Hashem didn't open the floor to discuss whether Moshe will take the mission or not. Hashem simply opened up the floor to discuss the nature of the mission, the details, the strategies of the mission. But it seems like it was really a Talmud-Rebbe relationship here, where Hashem opened the floor for discussion, similar to Avraham and Hashem by stone, where there, one of the Avos did have a discussion with God. Apparently there also, yes, it was Hashem said, I will destroy Sodom, but he let Avraham try to understand the sugya to the best of his abilities. If this amount of people, would they be saved? Could they save the rest of Sodom? So it seems to me that there are times that Hashem appears to the Avos, to us, as a gozer. He makes a decree, and this is it. This is a reality. This is something that we have to do, something that we have to accept, whether there's a halacha that we have to do, we don't understand it, or is some bitter decree, a person is dying, is in an accident, some tragedy occurs. Hashem is a gozer. He makes a decree, and there's nothing to talk about. And then Hashem is a Rebbe, where he exposes us to certain things that we can understand to the best of our abilities. Whether it was Avraham and Sodom as a specific one-time event, it was Hashem giving over to Moshe that he's going to have a new mission. We gave him to understand it as much as he can. Or the mitzvahs in the Torah, where Hashem is a Rebbe presenting us with the Torah and telling us to engage in the Torah and understand it to the best of our abilities. Shalom.